Time now to go and speak to the special envoy for the Israeli Foreign Ministry and Jerusalem's former deputy mayor, a very good friend of this show's as well, Fleur Hassan Nahoum. Fleur, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks very much for joining us. It looks as though there was a little bit of a hiccup yesterday in the deal that had been brokered by all manner of different people. Benjamin Netanyahu said that Hamas were trying to blackmail Israel at the final doorway to the release of the hostages. But it would appear that that's all been smoothed out, has it?
Yes, this is their playbook, Mike. When they've cut a deal, right at the end, they want to just try and bring something in. And let me tell you what this was that was holding up the deal. Israel has a right of veto of which prisoners get released. Now, the prisoner they were fighting over, this is the quibble, was a terrorist who killed a family of 5, including a baby in his crib, was decapitated in the bed. This was a number of years ago. And this is the terrorist that they wanted released, and this is what the last-minute quibbles were about.
Okay, so has that been resolved peacefully, I suppose you might say, meaning that he won't be released?
Apparently. And so what we're looking at is one-day delay. The cabinet will meet tomorrow evening to approve it. And on Monday, I think, will be hopefully the first hostages coming home. Let's pray.
Which will be a very, very welcome sight, I think, for everybody in the civilized world. It's still not really clear, is it, who is actually alive and who isn't?
No, and that's part of the psychological torture that they're doing. So they're saying that they're releasing 33 hostages over 44 days. Imagine, they're drip feeding the hostages home. Look how cruel this whole thing is. And apparently out of the 33, we don't know how many are alive. They're saying the majority. Some people are claiming that it's 23 that are alive. But meanwhile, there's been a leak of the names of the hostages. Imagine those family members. They see their names of their loved ones, and then they don't know if they're alive or dead. This is what we're going through right now.
It's just awful, isn't it? And as far as the days after that, I suppose, I mean, you say there's going to be over a period of time that they release the hostages, so I guess that helps to guarantee the ceasefire, does it?
Well, everything is exactly. So I don't know whose side it's guaranteeing, but basically they're drip releasing the hostages in order to buy quiet, so that they can continue to, I don't know, organize themselves again. This is the problem. You're dealing with terrorists here. And it's a very difficult deal. It's a very difficult deal because our hearts say something and our brains are saying something else.
Of course, because of course everybody wants the hostages released, but at the same time Benjamin Netanyahu has been very clear he can't allow Hamas to ever commit the same atrocity again as they did on October the 7th. They need to be completely and utterly destroyed, and Gaza somehow needs to rebuild itself without Hamas as their leadership.
Absolutely, for the good of the people of Gaza, right? Not just Israel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been saying all along, you know, the whatever happened in Gaza is down to Hamas. Everything is down to Hamas, you know.
Well, absolutely. They started the whole thing, and their clear aims are the destruction of Israel. They're not talking about a peaceful solution. They want the destruction of Israel. They make no bones about it. And when people are telling you that they want to kill you, we should begin to believe them.
And what sort of hope can we have that the young generation who are growing up in Gaza will not feel that way? Because there's still, I mean, I saw pictures yesterday on Twitter, on X, of young kids being taught how to use machine guns, being taught how to hate Jews, being taught how to want to do away with Israel as an entity. You know, how do you change that?
We need to do a very serious de-radicalization, and unfortunately it's not going to be Israel that's going to be able to do it. And this is where I have hope in the Abraham Accords countries, because the Emirates, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi to a certain extent, have done a lot of de-radicalization of Islamic fundamentalism. I mean, just to tell you, Mike, that Al Jazeera is illegal in these countries, and yet in the West it runs free, you know, spreading out poison. And so we need to take this seriously, and we need to make sure that the UN stop funding a curriculum based on hatred. Yeah,
and we need to stop things like UNRWA from making out that they are completely innocent, neutral bodies, right?
They're part of the problem. They're part of the problem.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you luck, Fleur. I know it's going to be a difficult weekend, but thank you very much, Fleur Hassan Nahoum, Special Envoy for the Israeli Foreign Ministry and Jerusalem's former deputy mayor.